I clearly underestimated how far I was going to have to sand into this hood to get a paintable surface. I was thinking I would be able to, just kind of knock it down to where that gray was flush, but ultimately there was no getting away with just keeping some of that gray paint, because the pits were so deep that if you left any part of them, you could feel them, and if you could feel them, that means you're going to see them. So I spent a lot of time sanding this hood, sanding around these door openings. Just over the last 2 days, I've spent hours and hours sanding. So instead of doing this the cheap way poorly, I'm trying to do it the cheap way well. So I want it to look as good as possible for as little money invested as possible. So I ended up doing a lot more sanding than I hoped to, but now we're going to have to tape it off. And what I'm going to do is sections at a time. This whole top of this fender, there's a train. This door area, I'm going to do right now, just this fender and this door area. I'm going to tape off, because I'm not ready to do the hood yet. Partly because I'd like to have more time when I'm ready to do the hood. But I've also got these breaks where if there is minor differences in the paint, you're not really going to notice them as much because you have body line breaks. What's up? Alright, do it again.
Yeah. Did you look at the house I sent you?
No.
Well, the one that you said you liked?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's pending.
Oh, yeah? That's a surprise. Not at all. My daughter's decided that we need a house with land. So she's been looking at houses, which is cool. It don't cost you nothing to look. But she's into horses, and this house does not have room for any horse type activities. That's alright, but so she's been looking at houses with land, which is not something I'm going to be doing anytime soon. Anyway, so I'm going to be painting just sections of this deal. I'm not going to be doing all of this. It's spray paint, right? So it is what it is. I'm going to tape it off the best I can. And, I got to tape all this, all that. There's a lot of taping to go along with a lot of sanding. So let me get some masking paper. Actually, I keep a bunch of the packing paper that comes with the when Amazon sends you stuff, they send you free masking paper. So I keep it. It's cheap. Clearly having some struggles here with paper, and my paper just flew under the truck. It was a little windy. Okay. Here, hang out there. How about that? Yeah, now let me go chase my paper that blew under the truck. I also have a roll of masking paper, but my father-in-law offered to give me a masking machine. I didn't have space for it, so I didn't take him up on it. I probably should have figured out space for it. That's alright. My father-in-law is the one building the BMW that's been on this channel a few times. Just when I update around the holidays when I go see the car. And of course my in-laws. But I think it's his final project, so he's kind of final project car, so he's kind of getting rid of tools that he's no longer going to require, and he was getting rid of that masking machine, and I could have taken him up on it and found a space for it, but 2-car garage is limited space available, so I said no. He also gave me the dual action sander that I've used for most of the sanding on this project. Which has come in invaluable for this deal. Look at that. I mean, who could complain about that level of taping? So I have made a arch right there for the white, because it came here and it like stopped at a 90. I didn't like it. I have not yet decided if I like the arch. Good thing about it is, if I decide to redo it, it's not going to be expensive. This is some .25 tape, which I bought just for these purposes here. Basically, I don't know if I'm going to keep this arch the way it is, because I haven't seen it with the other colors, so I don't know how that all plays out. See, we're getting there. All going to be black. I'm going to tape off here, tape off on the hood. I guess we probably need to tape that glass off.
Till you see the beast in me when I
of y'all are watching going, why would you put that much time in the surface prep for something you're just going to spray paint? Really, the answer is, while it is going to be cheap, or the cheaper way of doing things, and it's not expected to be perfect, I do want it to hold up. I mean, I could have just sprayed paint right over top of all that mess and it would have just compounded how bad this thing needed some work. But instead I opted to do it. Put more effort into it than I really would have preferred. Only step I didn't really show you, well, I didn't show all the sanding because 2 days of sanding is not great content. It wasn't entertaining for me, and I was actively doing it, so. Alright. Well, it's many hours of labor to get to this point right here. So let's just hope all goes well. I'll come in with the light. Light tack coat first. And then we're going to let that flash off. And come back and do a second more heavy coat. And we're gonna, I guess we're gonna have a basic idea of what it looks like once I peel all this masking stuff off. So I have to wax and grease remove it. Y'all just thought I was doing it half-assed. No, I'm actually gonna use wax and grease remover on it. And because that's the right thing to do. Yeah, try to make sure that camera's recording. It doesn't, I don't know how to tell. Prep all wax and grease remover 1000. I also have tack cloths, so I guess I could do that first, but you know, it's outdoors. Probably should definitely do that first. I just don't know how much difference that's going to make when it comes to you know, it's outdoors. I don't know how much difference it'll make to our final finish. But it's definitely doing it, you know, the grade above just the old splasher with spray paint. One step I didn't show y'all is I did preliminarily cleaned all this with yep, the old sunbeams. Got it. The old sunbeams got this one grumpy. And I thought it was charging. It can't charge if you don't give it its battery, so let me do that. I'm sure y'all watch and you're like, well, why didn't he document all of it. Well, ultimately it's a question of time, because this little stuff like this, anytime you're videoing, you're going to have stuff like that where you have to stop, shut down for a second, take care of a thing, a battery, something falling over, a camera misbehaving. In one of my other videos, this microphone stopped transmitting for some reason, which included some of the sanding on this truck. And you're not going to go back and shoot it again. One, because the paint's all gone. Two, it's just sanding. Nobody wants to watch it that bad. But for this deal, let's get the wax and grease remover rolling, and then I'm sure I should probably stay away from the tape with the wax and grease remover. Oh, where are we going? Hey, what are you be doing here, fella? This way. Yeah. Let's go this way. Now the scary part is we're going to lay some paint. And this is primer and paint. Yeah. I'm not sure how that works. You'd have to ask the professionals at Rust-O-Leum's how that works. Goodness, it covers. Try and do just a... Man, you can see where that old crap is at. Let me get my board thing. As you can see, this piece of cardboard frequently does some shielding for me. This is a satin black. Just doing like a tack coat right now. Idea in your brain, and you have a way you hope it's going to look, but that's it. And you hope it turns out the way you want it to, but ultimately all I can do is put it on there, and then whatever the end result is kind of going to be what the end result is. There's no guarantees. Now we're going to let that dry, or tack up, or dry. That's basically what we're going to do, and we'll pick up from there. This little guy is struggling today. There, let's do that. Yeah. It's gonna be okay. Oh, this stuff tacks up quick. Oh, now see, I've made it even more troublesome for the little gimbal thing. Okay, this is satin finish, just so we're all aware of what it should look like. So not high shine or anything like that. Probably doing 4 coats. Just because I'm kind of seeing the coverage, and satin is pretty prone to being splotchy. So I'm going to try and avoid that. And then I do have some satin clear coat that I bought before going over top of this. We'll see if I use that or not. I didn't bring myself any water out here. So I've been working in the morning and then till about noon to 1, and then it starts getting really hot. So then I go in and take a break till about 6. That's when the sun gets over behind this house right here, basically, to make it more tolerable. So it's not like I can just work straight through. I guess I could, but it's really hot out. The heat index today was like 108, so I'd rather not. I'm trying not to heat stroke myself or anything foolish, because doctors are expensive, so when you do stuff like that, you got to pay somebody to fix you, or basically pay someone to tell you that you should have cooled off or drank more water. So trying to do some preemptive work in that area. Well, it dries quick. It's probably because it's 100 and something degrees outside. Alright, now we've put some material down, so we should start getting some decent coverages. I think one more coat. And I think what I will do is I will go eat, and then the final coat will have a little bit more dry time than the other coats. So I will pick up after I eat some food. Okay, done eating, setting up cameras. I could have left them outside, but I'd rather them not get pilfered and then suddenly belong to somebody else. Okie dokie. Alright, I think one final coat, I kind of walked around it looking pretty decent. Need my board again. How you doing, boy? Okay. think we're pretty good. I think coverage is decent. It's looking satiny, finishy-y. Not seeing a ton of bugs in it. That's good. Anxious to see what it's going to look like after I peel the tape. So that's about all that's left. I'm afraid to peel the tape while it's too wet because the wind's going to get a hold of the tape and knock it into the paint. I'll have to do some retaping stuff when I go to do the hood and the cowl. Probably going to do the other side next, and then hood and cowl will all be done at once. The cowl still has to be prepared for paint because it's it's got louvers in it. And those are always a blast. My preparation for the louvers part is probably going to be not as much as it should be, but that's what it is. Now we're literally just watching paint dry, so this is the kind of nerve-wracking part here. Oh. Oh my goodness. Don't touch stuff. Ah, bunch of bleed over in that paint. Man. Oh, well, it be what it be. Cool deal about this is all that was free. There's no cost associated with it other than whatever item I bought from the Amazon. I think it's going to look better with the hood and stuff. But what is that camera? The camera's gone rogue. Hey, what are we doing, little fella? Hey, what are you doing? Why'd you run off that direction for? That's crazy. What were you filming? You have to get yourself in line or you're going to get tossed out of this deal. Alright, let's hustle around here so the wind doesn't have time to create catastrophe. Oh, you. That little spot where the tape attacked that fresh paint. That's not great. Oh well. It'll be alright. It's really hard to tell what it looks like or how it looks without all the other parts that are going to be black being black. But hey, that was what we were after. But the hood needs to be black and the cowl needs to be black before you have a good understanding of what it actually looks like. I'll have to take a step back and see how it looks. I can pull this camera and kind of show you close up some stuff. Alright. I don't think it's fully dry yet, so it doesn't have its actual satin finish. You can see right there, there's some imperfections that I probably should have spotlight. You can see some of these freckly areas here, but for the most part, I've got no complaints. My line tape did not behave the way I needed it to, and my line was off a little bit here, but we're okay. But it's going to be hard to see or to have an opinion without the rest of it being the way it needs to be. So, there it is for now. I'll pick up when I start painting the other side and see what I think. This window is actually prepped better than the other side, so I had to lay on this curve thing on this side as well. That can is the runniest can of spray paint I've ever seen. I don't know why that one is like that and all the rest have not been. But here we are, we're progressing. And have to see it all together to be able to figure out if I like it or not. But we're pretty far down the road to be making a decision to change now, so I think we're going to be just fine the way we are. And I will start filming when I pick up from here.